केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिनां मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is beauty of purposelessness. The whole existence, the whole universe is purposeless. Of course, it will be very shocking. From the young age, we are taught, socially conditioned, that life has got some purpose. Always you are made to run towards some goal, towards some purpose. The more you run towards a goal, the more you are considered as a successful person. The more the speed, more you are respected. The more the speed, more rewards. From your birth, again and again, you are taught, society teaches you, life has got some purpose, life has goal. The more you run towards a goal, more you miss the life. Man is continuously bothered about the goal, will never be able to enjoy the life. For example, when you are studying, you always think, when I have my job, my life will be happy. When you have your job, you think, after marriage, my life will be happy. After marriage, you think, when I have kids and my own house, my life will be happy. After you have kids and your own house, you think, when kids grow, all my responsibility is over, I'll be happy. By the time your kids are settled, by the time your responsibility is over, when you want to relax, your being is conditioned so much, you can't relax. The tension running behind something has become a part of your being. It has become part of your conditioning. After that, resting will not be rest anymore. It will not be a relaxation anymore. It will be a loneliness. When you have rest in the end of the life, you will feel lonely because you have been conditioned to run behind something. You have been conditioned to live with something. You have been conditioned to associate yourself with something. The more you run, more titles you receive. We always tell he is a multidimensional personality. We praise people who run more. They are called multidimensional personalities. Please be very clear, they are schizophrenias, not multidimensional personalities. Only a person who has deeply experienced himself, only who rests in himself, who experiences inaction in action, only he can be multidimensional personality. Only a Krishna can be a multidimensional personality. A man who completely rests in himself, who knows how to relax within himself, can be multidimensional personality. Person who runs for society, by society, can never experience the peace. Be very clear. The more you run, the more possibility of becoming mad. But society wants you to run, only then you will be a useful member. You will be a useful member to society. Society does not want you as you are. It wants you as a useful member for it. If you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you are an accountant, some way, if you are useful to the society, then you are rewarded, you are praised. That is why society gives so much of importance for your title. You are respected just based on your title, not as you are. The more number of titles you have, more respect. Less number of titles you have, less respect. The more you are useful to the society, more you are respected. Again and again, you are made to run. You are taught life has got purpose. Please understand, life is purposeless. Look into your life deeply. Whatever you think as the goal of your life, even if everything is fulfilled, you think you will be able to rest? You think you will be able to relax? You think you will be in bliss? You think you will feel fulfilled? No, you will feel only depressed. When you have something, you can always blame, put the responsibility and feel comfortable, feel relaxed. When you can't put the responsibility on something, when you can't put the responsibility of somebody, you suffer more. Just day before yesterday, one young man came to me and he asked, Swamiji, should I marry on my own or should I listen to my father's words? I said, listen to your father's words, go for arranged marriage. He asked me, why Swamiji? I will be happy if I marry on my own. I told him, see, with arranged marriage, at least you will have somebody you can continuously blame them. If you marry on your own, you can't blame anybody. Better go for arranged marriage. After 2-3 years continuously, you can blame your parents and be happy. You will feel you are not responsible for the misery. At least you will have somebody on whom you can put the blame. with your own decision. You can't put the blame on anybody. At least if you have somebody to blame, you will be a little relaxed. When you have somebody to blame, you feel at least some way safe. Your whole life is purposeless. But again and again and again you are conditioned to run towards something, to go towards something, some goal, something. From the young age, always some goals are put in front of you, whether it is material life or spiritual life. Both the way, always some goal is put in front of you. The so-called material life or the so-called spiritual life, both continuously makes you feel you are not enough. Just understand, whatever you think as your purpose of life, whether it is money or relations or name and fame, whatever you think as a purpose of your life, even if you have complete fulfillment in that dimension, for example money, if you became a multi-millionaire as you want, if you became a person with so many people following you, or friends and family, as you think, if you become a person who is world famous, as you want, you think you will be able to rest? Never. By the time you reach the top rung of the ladder, climbing will become your habit. Climbing will become your habit. You can't rest within yourself. Please be very clear. The climbing, running will become your lifestyle. Running will become your trend. When running has become your trend, you don't even know what for you are running, you will start running. Even if you don't know what for you are running, you will be running. You will be continuously running. What for? You will not know. Small story. One guy wanted to have 1 acre land so that he will do some agriculture and live happily. He prayed to the Bhuma Devi, means the goddess of earth. Oh mother, please give me 1 acre land so that I will do my agriculture and live happily. Devi appeared and said, don't worry my son, what 1 acre? From tomorrow morning sunrise to sunset, how much you walk, whatever land you cover, that land belongs to you. This is the big problem. Boons create very big problems. Please be very clear. Blessing without having maturity, the energy without maturity always creates problem. Let me tell you one more story. Then I will continue this story. Suddenly one guy won $10 million in lottery. This guy had a problem, heart problem. So the wife is having very big trouble how to break this news to him. Suddenly if he gets a heart attack and dies, what to do? He may have the cardiac arrest. She is afraid to break this news to him. She was thinking, somehow she felt it is very dangerous. I cannot take this risk. She went to the local priest, the church priest. She asked him, Father, can you help me? He said, don't worry, I know your husband for last 30 years. I can surely come and tell the news in a very nice way. She told, no, it is too risky. Please be very clear. He is heart patient. You have to be careful. I'll take care, don't worry. He goes and starts the conversation very slowly. My son, I think you are going to be blessed with a fortune, the great fortune by God. This guy says, what are you talking, father? My whole life I have lived with poverty. Father says, no, don't think God is going to bless you. All right, suddenly if you get $10 million in lottery, what will you do? You just want to break the news before that. He is giving him a hint. Suddenly if you get $10 million in lottery, what will you do? The guy says, $10 million? I'll give half of it to your church. The priest fell and died. The priest fell and died. So please be very clear. Even if the blessing comes without maturity, it will be very difficult to handle. Anyhow, this Bhuma Devi, the goddess of the earth, gives a boon to this guy. Run as much as possible. You will have all the land for yourself. This guy thought, what is there anyhow? All right. I think I will run 10 acre. 10 acre land I will have, so that I can do agriculture and have a small farmhouse. I live happily. After half an hour he thought, why 10 acre? If I can walk up to 100 acre. I think not only me, my kids also can have enough land. Late night he started thinking, why just 100 acre? Why not walk as much as possible? Then we can even sell and become multimillionaire. We need naturally money for construction. We can sell a little bit of land. Why not walk as much as possible? He has decided, next day he will walk as much as possible. Early morning, the moment sunrise, he started his journey, walking. After 5 hours, suddenly he realized, why should I walk? Why not start running? He starts running. Around evening 3 o'clock, his body is asking for food. His body is hungry, asking for food. He says, no, today I should not waste my time in eating. Today I will make money. Today I make land. Today I will make as much as possible, so that tomorrow onwards I can sit and enjoy. He started running. Around evening 4 o'clock, his body is begging at least for a glass of water. He's saying, today nothing. I should not waste even a single moment. I cannot waste even a single minute. No water, no food. Today I have to catch as much land as possible. He's running, full speed. Running. By evening 6:30, sun is about to set. By evening 6:30, he has come near a beautiful river. Almost he has covered enough land for one full state, and is near the river. Sun is about to set. In half an hour, sun will set. This guy thought, if I cross this river also, it will be really nice. I will have both sides of the river for myself in our country. He started crossing the river, and he crossed the river also. Even after crossing the river, just nearby the river, he saw a beautiful smashan, burial ground. He thought, now I have enough land for people to live. I should catch this burial ground also. Only then I will have enough land for people who are dead. Now I have enough land for people who are going to live in my state. Now I should have land for people who are dead. He wanted to catch that place also. He started running. Sun is about to set. His body says, no, enough, I can't run anymore, no. Enough, relax. He is saying, no, just 10 minutes, 10 more minutes. Let us catch this cemetery also. Let us catch this graveyard also. He is running. His body says, no, I cannot even put a single step. I am exhausted. He says, no, let me just finish this one part. He runs. When the sun is about to set, suddenly he hits one stone and body is not able to balance. He falls and dies. He just drops and dies. Exactly the same thing happens in our life. Please be very clear. You may be thinking in your mind, what fool he is, how he missed the whole life. Don't think he is fool. We are also doing the same thing. Maybe we are doing it in a little polished way. He has done physical way, we are doing it in a mental way. But be very clear, we are also doing exactly the same thing. You never relax within yourself. You never settle within yourself. We never sit with ourselves. That is the reason in the old age, even when you want to relax, we will not be able to relax. Have you seen a single man above 70 relaxing? Never. At the most, you will be sitting with TV. Please be very clear. They can never sit with themselves. If they get somebody, they will start talking about their golden past. If they don't get anybody, they will be sitting with TV. Or the same old newspaper, from first line to last line, with a big with a big glass, they will be reading. They can't sit with themselves. I have seen in India, he would have been married, his sons would have been married, his daughters are married, his grandsons are also married. It's elderly people. But they will be sitting and reading the matrimonial column in the newspaper. They will be sitting and reading the matrimonial columns. Not for any purpose. Just because they can't sit with themselves. Man who can't sit with himself misses one of the major dimensions of his being. Continuously running, thinking that there is some purpose. Your whole being is conditioned for tension, conditioned for running. Ego means thinking that there is some purpose in the life. Ego is nothing but social conditioning which gives you the idea there is some purpose in life. Life has no purpose. Even if you achieve whatever you want, you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. You can't carry even a single dollar. Nothing will come with you. There is no exchange offer. Please be very clear. If you give 45 rupees in India, you will have $1 here. But how much money you give here, you can't have a single rupee in heaven. No exchange counter. No exchange offer. Please be very clear. No exchange offer. Again, a small story. In some remote village, one guy was living. He told his 3 sons, he gave the property share to to his 3 sons and told them, each one of you should put 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh rupee in my coffin when I die. Please put 1 lakh, 1 lakh rupee into my body, with my body, and bury me. All these 3 guys, they agree, yes, we will do, Father. One is accountant, another one is doctor, third one is lawyer. First guy comes after death, he says, I should be honest. Father has given me so much of property, I must be honest. He puts 1 lakh rupee. The second guy comes, he says, I also should be honest. Let me put my share. He puts his share, 1 lakh rupee. Third guy comes, he just puts 3 lakh rupee check and takes this 2 lakh rupee and says, let him encash this check there and spend. You can't carry anything. No check will be useful. Your money will not be useful. Nothing can be carried. As and now, this whole world looks in a 4 dimension. The moment you leave the body, the whole thing will become black and white. For example, as and now, the dream which you dreamt yesterday night, the dream looks like black and white, and this is real world. When you are dreaming, the dream looks like reality, and this has become black and white. Please be very clear. When you are dreaming, dream looks like reality, and this is black and white. When you are here, this looks like reality, and dream is black and white. But there is no scale to measure which is reality and which is dream. A small story. A great Zen master, enlightened master, one day early morning, he comes out of his bed and suddenly he starts weeping, crying. His disciples are asking, what, master? You are an enlightened man. How can you weep? Why are you weeping? What happened? He says, yesterday night I dreamt that I have become butterfly. Disciples are laughing. What is there? It's after all dream. Why are you weeping for that? It's after all a dream. Why do you bother? Forget about it. He says, no, now I have a big problem. Whether I dreamt that I have become butterfly, or that butterfly is dreaming that it has become a Zen master now. I don't know whether I dreamt that I have become butterfly, or that butterfly is dreaming now it has become Zen master. I don't know the truth. Please be very clear, there is no scale. There is no scale to prove whether Swapnavastha is Satya or Jakratavastha is Satya. Whether the dream is reality or what you think as reality is reality. You don't know. We don't know. Now, as and now, the whole thing looks like a 4D, 4 dimension. Now the 3D, no more 3D movies, 4D movies. The Universal Studio, they took me there. I went there, that Shrek 4D, that Shrek movie they showed. At the time of some scenes, not only you wear with specs, if you see it's a 3D, they rock your chair also. And they sprinkle the water. And you really feel that it's happening around you. You really feel you are given the experience. That's what is the 4D. And now, as and now, when you are here, it looks as if it is a 4D. Dream looks like a black and white. But when you enter into the dream, this becomes black and white and that looks like 4D. Please be very clear, we don't know which is true, which is reality. You may be dreaming that you are sitting in a temple and listening to the Gita. We don't know. There is no scale with which we can measure and say it is dream or it is reality. People ask me, no, Swamiji, every day when we enter into the dream, we are not entering into the same dream. But every day when we come to the reality, we are coming back to the same reality. So with this scale we can say this is reality and that is dream. Please be very clear. In one night dream, you live even 20-year life. Am I right? In one night dream, don't you live the 20-year life? In the 20-year span, completely the 20 years is consistent. You are having the same dream. Be very clear, this whole life, this whole time which you think may be a part of one dream. This whole span which you are thinking can be part of one dream. So be very clear, there is no scale to prove which is reality and which is dream. When you leave the body, whatever you see, the whole thing will become black and white. And nothing can be carried. You can't take anything with you. You can't sign your check. You can't talk to your relatives. If you speak, they will run away. Of course, now also people run away when you speak, that is different. That time literally they will run away. Literally they will escape. And your car will not be useful anymore. When you are not able to take anything with you, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life? The moment you understand life is purposeless, the moment you accept the beauty of purposelessness, you will realize the meaning of living. Life has no purpose, but it has meaning. Purpose is different, meaning is different. Purpose means the goal orientation. You always think about the goal, running. Suddenly one day you just drop dead. The more you are goal oriented, more you will miss the life. Purpose is different and meaning is different. When I say the word meaning, living itself is a meaning. Come to this moment. Path itself is a life. Path itself is a meaningful thing. There is no such thing. In the end you will be happy. You always postpone the joy. You always postpone the bliss. You always postpone living. Life is lived in a very superficial way because you think life has got purpose. Be very clear. Man who works just for salary, just for money, for him only the payment day will be beautiful day. He will be happy only on that one day. He is selling his 29 days for that one day. He is selling his 29 days just for the one day happiness. You are selling your life just for one day happiness. Please be very clear. Man who is running behind some goal will never be able to live the life happily. If you are working just for salary, you will never be able to experience the meaning of living. You will be able to run behind the purpose. I don't say don't take the salary, but let it not be the only goal. Let it not play major role in your consciousness. That is what Krishna says. That is what Krishna means. Karmanye vadigaraste mabaleshu kadachanaha. You can do only your duty. You have no right for fruits. If you think of fruit, you will lose the joy of living. You will lose the joy of living. The meaning of the living is experienced only when you understand the beauty of purposelessness. The beauty of purposelessness makes you realize the meaning of living. Beautiful sloka. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma baleshu gadachanaha ma karma bala hedurbur ma de sangosta karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. Two things we need to understand. One, he says, let your inner space be not contaminated by the purpose of life. Please understand, if your inner space is filled, when I say inner space, I mean your inner mind, your mind. When you close your eyes, what comes in your mind is inner space. If your inner space is filled with the purposes of life, be very clear, you are running behind something which will never give you fulfillment. Which will never give you fulfillment. He says, let your inner space be not disturbed, filled with purposes. One important thing you should understand. By nature, your inner space is filled with Atman. Your inner space is filled with bliss, eternal bliss. The more you fill your inner space with other furnitures, purposes, the more you empty your inner space from bliss. For example, this room is filled with space. The more you put furnitures, the space will leave this room. Please understand, this room is not empty. No place is empty. It is filled with space. It is filled with ether. This room is filled with ether. More number of furnitures you bring in, the ether will be taken away. Ether will be moved away. It will be less filled with ether. It will be less filled by air. Your inner space by nature is filled with bliss. The more furnitures you bring in means the purposes of life. The more you think life has got purpose, the more furnitures you will bring and arrange it. The more you furnish your inner space, less it will be blissful. In the outer place, if you furnish your home, it will look very nice. In the inner space, if you furnish your inner space, it will look very ugly. Don't furnish your inner space. Don't bring more furnitures into your inner space. Let your inner space be empty. Of course, it will never be empty, it will be filled with bliss. The more you create inner space, more your life will be blissful. More it will be ecstatic. More it will be joyful. Your inner space needs to be emptied. That is what Krishna means. Don't be attached to the results. Continuously, if you think about the money, you will never be able to perform your action completely. You will be always goal-oriented. You will never enjoy the path. Not enjoying the path is the greatest hell, worst hell which can happen to any human being. Please be very clear. People come and ask me, Swamiji, again and again you speak about dharma. Again and again Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinachaya dushkridam dharma samstavanarthaya sambhavami yuke yuke. I come down to save the innocent good people and to destroy the evil-minded people. Again and again Krishna says, you also say, Dharma is the only thing to be practiced. But in our life we see people who are not living according to Dharma, they are living more happily, they are having more property, they are having more wealth. How is it? Please be very clear. They may be having more property, they may be having more things in the outer place, but never think they are happy. Never think they are blissful. If somebody is not following Dharma, means naturally why he is not following the Dharma? Ambition. Ambition is the thing which makes you to do all the mistakes, all possible sins. Ambition is hell. Nothing else needs to be done. Please be very clear. Don't think you will do some mistake and go to the hell. No. We do mistakes because we are in hell. The very ambitiousness is hell. There is no need for a separate hell. Don't think we will reach to a separate place called hell in the end of the life. The very ambitiousness is hell. People do mistakes because they are in hell. If you are happy, blissful, you will never disturb others. If we are unhappy, naturally we will vomit that violence on others. Ambitiousness itself is hell. Thus the very ambitiousness is enough punishment. You don't need to curse him, or you don't need to think that he should be punished. The very ambitiousness is punishment. Just because of that ambitiousness, he misses the whole life. You can easily miss the life by having a purpose for life. If you have the salary as a purpose, you will miss 29 days of your life just for one day. Just for the one day. If you work just for the sake of weekend, you will miss 5 days just for 2 days. Unless your life itself becomes joyful, unless your working itself becomes ecstasy, unless that itself becomes bliss, you cannot experience what Krishna says by this sloka, karmanye vadigaraste mabaleshu kadachanaha. Please be very clear. Even if you think you have the right for fruits, even if you acquire the fruits, what can you do? How long do you think you will be able to carry that? Nothing. Nowhere it can come with you. And your life will not be fulfilled just by the purposes. Purpose can be fulfilled, but by purposes your life can never be fulfilled. In our life, please be very clear, when you carry purposes in your life, you are not living. Purposes are living through you, that's all. Young age, somebody teaches you some purpose. This is the purpose of your life. You should become a lawyer. You should become a doctor. You are given a purpose. That purpose is fulfilled through your life, but you will never feel fulfilled. Never do the mistake of thinking you will be fulfilled when your purpose is fulfilled. No. Your fulfillment is completely different from the fulfillment of purpose. If you want to feel the fulfillment, you have to work separately in a different direction. It's a total different achievement. It's a total different dimension of your life. Fulfilling your purpose cannot give you the fulfillment. If you want fulfillment of your being, listen Here, what Krishna is saying. Here Krishna starts the Karma Yoga. Na karmana manaramban naishkarmyam purushosnute na cha sannyasa deva siddhim samadhigacchati. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. Beautiful. I think Krishna is the first and last master, as far as I know, because no statement can be ultimate truth. We can only say as far as I know. As far as I know, Krishna is the first and last master who declared the truth as it is. Two things. Always the people who are in the politics, people who are in the outer world, they know the characters or the truth or the techniques to achieve success in the outer world. People who are in the spiritual world, they know the techniques to achieve success in the spiritual world. But Krishna is both. Krishna is the only master who is enlightened man and a king. He knows how to give a technique to achieve the total success in the outer world and in the inner world. How to furnish your outer space and how to keep empty your inner space. That is the whole life. The whole Gita is only one idea. How to furnish your outer space to the ultimate luxury level and how to keep your inner space to the ultimate blissful level. Keeping your inner space in a eternal bliss and keeping your outer space in ultimate luxury. Krishna is the only man who has produced formula for inner space and outer space together. You can't expect this from a Buddha, because Buddha has given up the outer space. He lived with just 3 pieces of dress and he lived a life of a monk. So whatever he produces, whatever formula he creates, will lead you only to that state. But Krishna has lived like a king. Krishna has lived not like as a king. Only Krishna can give a practical instruction. Only Krishna can create a manual for practical spiritual living. All other masters, their manual is useful only for monks who are sitting in monasteries. Only Krishna's manual is useful for the people who are living the life. Here he says, not merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction. You can't achieve freedom from reaction by moving away from the work. I have seen one monk, he was considered as a great Paramahamsa because he will never get angry. His greatness is people thought he never gets angry. There is no need because he is sitting in Himalayas. He was sitting in Himalayas, people are there to give food for him every day. Morning somebody brings breakfast, noontime somebody brings lunch, and night somebody brings dinner. Somebody gives him clothes. What is the need for getting angry? There is no need. He is respected because he never gets angry. Usually, human beings always respect if somebody does something which they can't do. If you want to become respectful, if you want to have the respect of the society, just do something which others can't do, that's all. Any foolishness. Of course, if you see this Guinness record on all these world records, there are so many foolish things which you can never imagine. Which you can never imagine. Do anything which others can't do, you will have the respect. So this person is considered to be a great person, great Paramahamsa, just because he never shouts at anybody. Of course, nobody thought there is no need. There is no need for him to become angry because he is sitting in Himalayas. Somehow, somebody inspired him. Master, let us go for a Kumbh Mela in Nasik. There is a Kumbh Mela program in Nasik. Let us go to that program for Kumbh Mela. Biggest gathering in the whole humanity happens in India. Every 4 years it happens. Every 4 years, biggest gathering in humanity happens in India. Not only spiritual gathering, biggest gathering. The other day, in TV I saw, leader of particular religion died. Some 2 million people gathered, 20 lakh people gathered. So many TVs are declaring this is the biggest religious gathering. I thought, what is happening? In my village, every year people, 20 million people, 2 million people gather. In my village, every year, for local festival, 2 million people gather. I was surprised. Even international news channels are saying, world's biggest spiritual gathering. I was just surprised. Every 4 years, in Kumbh Mela, 70 million people gather in India. 70 million. Last Kumbh Mela is attended by 70 million people. They convinced him to come to Kumbh Mela. After he came back, after he came to Kumbh Mela, when he went back, all his disciples left him. Because when he came down from the Himalayas, when his routine was disturbed, only then people understood he can also shout at others. He can also get irritated. He also gets angry. Please be very clear. As long as the situation doesn't come, all are great saints. Everyone is saint till the opportunity is given. Till the opportunity is given. Only when the opportunity comes, you can judge whether he is real saint or escapist. Abstaining from work or moving away from work cannot give you the freedom from reaction. To have the freedom from reaction, your inner space needs to be purified. Your inner space should become empty. You need to remove the furnitures from inner space. Renouncing the furnitures in the outer world is not going to help you. Renouncing the furnitures from the inner world only is going to help you. The idea of purposes, thinking that life has got purpose, should be renounced. That is what he says. Just by renouncing, just by outer renunciation, perfection can never be achieved. Perfection can never be achieved. One more thing, If you renounce the outer world, the more you will be thinking about the outer world. If you renounce the outer world, more you will be thinking about the outer world. A small story. One enlightened master and his disciple, both of them are walking near a river. They are supposed to cross the river to go to their monastery, their ashram. On the way, young lady was standing. She wants to cross the river. She is afraid. She asked the enlightened master, Master, can you help me to cross this river? He said, why not? Please come. He just lifted her and crossed the river, left her and said bye and reached the ashram. The disciple was seeing the whole scene. He is not able to digest the whole scene. He is burning, maybe jealousy. He is not able to digest. After reaching the ashram, he is not able to control himself. He asked, Master, you are a sannyasi. How can you touch a woman, that also young woman, and carry her throughout the river? How can you do that? Master just turns, smiles at him and says, I left her long ago. Why are you still carrying her? I left her there itself. Why are you carrying her still? Why are you bringing her here? Please be very clear. Renouncing in the inner space or emptying your inner space is the real thing to be achieved. That is what Krishna says here. This sloka is straight away addressed to this disciple. Karmendriyani samyamya yaaste manasa smaran indriyartan vimodatma mityachara sauchyate. The meaning goes, one who restrains the senses of action but whose mind dwells on sense objects certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender and an hypocrite. A man who keeps his senses under control but who is not able to keep his inner space under control is called pretender, hypocrite. Please be very clear. The quality of your life will be judged only based on the quality of your inner space, not based on the quality of your outer space. When you leave your body and enter into your next life, nobody is going to see the accounts of what type of car you drove, in what type of house you lived, how much of bank balance you had. No, these accounts will not come with you. How you live, how your inner space was there, what is the quality of your inner space when you lived, only that you are going to carry. That is why they say, you are going to carry only the samskara, means the karma, the inner space with you, not the outer space. One more beautiful story from Ramakrishna. Who are all entering into the prostitute's house, what time they are entering, what time they are going out, how many are entering. He will keep all the counts because no other work, what to do? No other work. When you don't have any other work, You need to do something. You need to do something. Continuously keeps the accounts. How many are entering, what time they are entering, how much of time they are spending, whole thing. I think he's almost like a diary maintainer of that prostitute. He maintains a complete diary of who comes, who goes, who are the regular visitors, and who comes once in a while, rarely. Whole day is thinking about what's going on there. And that lady prostitute, she lives in a different way. She thinks, my life, my swadharma is this. This has been given to me as life. I don't know any other profession. I have to live only like this. For my food, I have to live this life. Oh Lord, but please save me. Let my mind and heart be at your feet. She is deeply devoted to God. Her inner space is filled with divine. Her inner space is filled with God's name. Her inner space is filled with the divine love. Life goes, after some time, suddenly, unfortunately, both of them die in the same day. This monk and prostitute, both of them die in the same day. Story is beautiful. Both of them reach the Yamadharma's court for judgment. First, she comes, the prostitute comes. Yamadharma sees the list of sins and merits, and he says, all right, don't worry. You lived throughout your life thinking of the divine. Go to the heaven. She is sent to the heaven. And the monk is coming. The moment monk comes, Yamadharma says, he sees the list of sin and merits, and he says, throughout your life, you thought about wrong things. So go to the hell. And this monk starts shouting, how dare you send me to hell? And you know he's a professional preacher, and you know he knows how to shout. He starts shouting, I'll sue you. Maybe he must be visiting America many times. Often. I'll sue you. He shouts. Yamadharma says, please relax. Here up in the heaven, we don't bother what you do. We bother how you live. See, by your body, you lived a pure life. Look at the planet Earth, how your body is respected. There, the monk saw, his body is respected like anything. All the people are falling at the feet of his body, and a big garlands are offered, big puja is done, it is being carried to big samadhi, and his body is receiving all the respect. Through body, you lived a pure life. Your body is now getting respect. But through mind, you lived an impure life. Now go to hell. Same way, she lived impure life through body. Look at her body. Nobody was there even to care. Because she is a prostitute, no husband, no sons. Nobody was there even to do last rites. Body is stinking. Just the government fellows came and they dragged that body and dumped it somewhere. See, through body she lived an impure life. Her body is suffering. But through mind she lived a pure life, divine life. She is going to the divine. It is more important with what you live in the mind. Your inner space is the real achievement. How your inner space is the real thing. Please be very clear. Again and again Krishna declares, Karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyartan vimudatma mitya saracha uchyate. If you can't clear your inner space, even if you control your body, even if you control your senses, you are called hypocrite. Your life will not be blissful life. Your life will not be a real life. Not only it will not be a spiritual life, it will not be life at all.